Right then, it's a quick walk around video for a rather wonderful CRV. Very rare car this, for lots of reasons. It's a 2.2 EX diesel automatic. It's covered just 33,000 miles from you and has a full Honda service history all the way through. It is absolutely beautiful. Finished in twilight blue, full black leather interior. I go around the car as I always do. Front of the car, the lights and lenses are clear, there's no cracks or condensation in them. Bonnet, extraordinarily clean, as you'd expect with such a low mileage. And the near side of the car, absolutely mirror smooth in the panels, can't see any obvious indentation there at all. Near side front alloy, again pretty much unmarked. Absolutely stunning. So a near side rear alloy, again lovely, unmarked. Back, very crisp and clean. It's been washed off, it's not even been polished, so it's just got a natural gleam which comes with low mileage, I guess. Offside of the car, again, fantastically smooth in the panel work. Offside rear alloy, absolutely marked again. The panels are beautiful. I'm sure if you get a microscope out, you'll find something, but you have to look very hard indeed on this one. It is in simply gorgeous condition. Coming to the back now, cavernous boot, which has been kept in beautiful condition. It's coming into the back, enormous amounts of leg room, and the front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, so not cheating. Leatherwork, unlike so many which have been very heavily used by families, this one's been treated incredibly gently. On the passenger side front, again very nice and clean. Passenger seat, beautiful condition there. Finally, in on the driver's side, again all very nice. There is full set of obviously original Honda mats in the car. Driver's seat in exceptionally good condition. So inside the car now. Engine's running to the dashboard, can be seen illuminated. It's in super condition in here. See sat nav working exactly as it should. Just pop the car into reverse, you can see the rear parking camera likewise. Coming down the dash pinnacle, it's just been kept absolutely beautifully. In the binnacle here, hopefully you can see 33,371 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all, of course. And then this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CRV. It's a 2.2 EX automatic. Car's registered FL64YPO. Mileage is just 33,371. The reason we do our videos, and especially this bit, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see them all in operation. The reason being is that, you know, like lots of people have been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out it's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So that's why we do it. We do it on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. And the hope is, of course, that it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, as you'll know from the walk around section, it is a lovely example with a fantastic history, and it doesn't disappoint in any way when you drive the car. Push button start, engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. This is, and has always been, my favourite combination for this engine. It's the diesel auto is a lovely combination, it really is. The engine itself is fantastic. It's all the things you'd hope for from a Honda. They're incredibly tough, reliable and long lasting with just good regular maintenance. They've got cam chains, no cam belts to worry about, but more than that, it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. Very smooth and quiet on the move. Very tractable. The reason I like it is this combination is because quite often actually diesel autos don't always go together that well. Maybe because the turbocharged, I don't know, but or a very small power band with some of them, so the gearbox is indecisive as to what gear wants to go in, and it can be very frustrating but this is just a match made in heaven. It's a lovely combination. The engine's got so much natural torque, but it produces it from very low down, and you've got a broad spread of power all through the rev band. It doesn't just die away like so many cars do. The engine then feeds into the auto box. The auto box actually originates back from the Honda Legend, believe it or not, years ago. Reason being is that Honda didn't have an automatic that was designed to withstand the torque demands of a modern turbo diesel engine. So rather than invest in developing a completely new gearbox, they put this in, which is it's engineering overkill in a massive way. The Legends produce over 300 horsepower with loads of torque, so it was easily going to be man enough, which is why they're so robust. Lovely smooth gear changes on the move, as you say, you always do the same checks on any automatic gearbox. Just make sure that the gear changes on the move are indeed smooth. But more importantly, when you select reverse or drive from stationary to neutral, just make sure it doesn't clunk into gear. And again, in every way, this is perfect. So coming to the steering and the chassis, Honda were way ahead of the game with the CR-V. It's only now that other manufacturers have finally decided that they shouldn't drive like commercial vans. Honda were producing these back in the mid to late 90s, driving like cars straight away, and they've done a brilliant job ever since. So they know this market well. So when you get in, it feels far less intimidating, far more connected than most cars of its type and age. And the steering's part of that. It's got lovely steering, really nicely weighted, reasonably quick for this type of car, but it feels so planted on the road, so solid and secure, and it flows through corners brilliantly well. I have a real issue with some of the sort of motoring press when they test not only the CR-Vs but other cars of this type, where they say, oh, they're a bit dull to drive, they're not very sporty, they're this, they're that, the other. Well, guess what? They're not meant to be. They are just brilliant family cars to get 4 or 5 people very comfortably from A to B. And because they're taller, it's compromised with the fact that if you go for a very softly sprung one, just to give you out and out ride comfort, it'll lollop through corners hopelessly, and quite a few do. CR-V strikes the perfect middle ground of these. So when you go into a corner like this, you turn in with minimal movement to the steering wheel, very little body roll at sane speeds, and what it does, it eats up A, B roads incredibly competently, and say not sportily but competently, and it is brilliant in it. This suspension, by the way, gives you this really compliant ride. There's no clonks, rattles, or anything coming from underneath the vehicle at all, and the steering tracks bullet straight as well. So it just feels, the whole thing just feels tight as a drum on the road. It really does. Brakes on the car, which one's behind me. Nice solid brake pedal in the car, nice and powerful. No pulsing, no vibrations coming back through the pedal. It's all in very good order there. And then you come inside, and the first thing, which videos can never get across, of course, is the build quality of these things. They are brilliantly put together cars. And again, another one of my bugbears with motor press is the fact that they always laud the same manufacturers, but only when they're new. They go, because some manufacturers are very clever. They'll give you very soft, squidgy, robust looking interiors with thuddy sounding doors, but 10 years down the line they can be rattle boxes. A lot of the surfaces are scratched and marked. Honda don't go for the obvious. What they go for is something that is designed to meet the demands of what it's going to be used for. So they know this is going to be a family car. It does have nice materials, it's got soft stuff up here, harder stuff down below. But what they've done deliberately is they've bolted together it brilliantly. No squeaks, no rattles. Even after all this time, I know it's low mileage, but even higher mileage ones will feel like this. But they make it family friendly. So if you knock it or spill things or thud against it, they are resilient. Not to say that they can't be marked, of course they can, but they're tougher than most. And this has been kept in beautiful condition in here. It's also just a lovely place to sit. really lovely place to sit. You've got fantastic visibility all around the car, so you never feel intimidated by it. They feel smaller to drive than they actually are. Huge wing mirrors to help you with lane changing and reversing, that kind of stuff. But the dash architecture is joyfully easy to use. Sat-nav system, one of the nicest you'll use. It's just very, very easy to, once you've done it once, you've mastered it basically. Separate from the sat-nav is your dual zone climate control system, which pumps out lovely cold air. Also means you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish. All of the switchgear, anything you twist, press, has got a beautifully damped, high quality feel to it that Honda do simply brilliantly with all the switchgear in the car, by the way. Nothing feels flimsy or cheap. Heated seats, again, checked, all working really nicely. And then you've got this dash binnacle in front, which is your classic Honda. Lovely white on black dials, crisp, easily read. And finally this lovely leather bound steering wheel, which is quite small in diameter, very nice to hold. This is a four-wheel drive version of the CR-V, although there's no buttons to press to activate it, because right from the outset Honda designed the CR-V with what they called, at the time, real-time all-wheel drive. So basically, most people will be driving as I am right now, where you don't need four-wheel drive on. So what it does, it runs in the most efficient way possible. Front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, pretty much the whole time. And only if it needs to go into four-wheel drive will it do so, and quicker than you could ever react. So what happens is, if let's say you're pulling away on sort of a bit of mud or snow or ice, the front wheels start to lose grip. Via the traction control system of the car, sends a message, brings in the rear wheels to go four-wheel drive for as long as it needs it, and disengages it as soon as it doesn't. It is brilliant, and we've got a CR-V which we tow with, I've said in every video, and we've never come close to getting stuck with it. It's a really good system. The advantages of the system are patently obvious. You're going to be getting through your tyres less quickly, use less fuel as a consequence, and put far less mechanical stress to the vehicle as well, which is a real bonus. The fact that it's used that little means that the four-wheel drive system is incredibly reliable. We've been selling these for, crikey me, a couple of decades, thousands of them, and I simply can't remember ever putting a spanner on the four-wheel drive system. So it is a very robust system indeed. The car drives faultlessly, absolutely faultlessly.